Hello and welcome to Animal Insights Consultancy. And I just wanted to talk to you about the opportunities with bioactive vision within the collections of animals for zoological, for educational, and for indeed private collectors. It is very much an opportunity to allow our husbandry to excel when maintaining a range of species in a captive environment. And of course, natural habitats are very, very important. The mission really is to bring the dreams of and the opportunities to life, where we can manage the correct environments for these animals, which often plants are a great indicator that we are managing the husbandries very, very well. We're allowing the animals opportunity for that naturalistic enrichment. And of course, we're creating a really attractive exhibit that is proud to be maintained by any keeper, curator, or caretaker within the zoological world. So, opportunity here, whether we're housing reptiles and amphibians, our avian friends, or our mammalian friends, and of course, the birds really do relish with opportunity for cover and protection, as do the small amphibia, fish, if we're looking at aquascaping. So the range of taxa, it's very, very important indeed. It's very important, though, that there's that passion and enthusiasm to understand the plants and the flora, to understand their requirements, because they are just as sensitive to the needs as are indeed the animals being maintained. It's about the habitat choice relating to whether they're an average species, a species that comes from arboreal jungle, or more of a fossorial digging species, will allow us to evaluate what plants are the most valuable that we can use. And of course, we're looking at toxicology and a wide range of how we can maintain the hygiene and value of making sure that it's a safe environment for the animals to be maintained in as well. So there's lots of things that we need to gain in skill set through landscaping, the terrarium planting, and lighting opportunities. But it's also very important that we start off with the correct plant choices. Because, for instance, if an animal is an omnivore or herbivore and is going to feed on those plants, we need to make sure that all the toxic risks are outweighed and the potential is really there. But the days of what I would call plastic fantastic, where lots of artificial plants were used, they have their place still, of course. But these days have far gone with the technology that is now being used and the knowledge and understanding within the zoological world. We can create such a wonderful bioactive exhibit, an opportunity with the use of bromeliads that are forever changing in colour, and they have the longevity of their flowers can be months, whereas others we're talking about days when it comes into flower. And also, lots of these can be harvested as a source of food, and we're looking at a sustainable approach as well. So, when we're managing the life support systems as one, there's lots of considerations to take, but it does bring opportunity. It does bring bioactivity to its best. So again, it's not only about embracing that presentation for the visiting public or the visiting specialists that you have. It's about embracing opportunity, enrichment opportunities, and all those wonderful things that will allow animals to thrive and do very, very well within a captive environment. Indeed, even down to what we call the cleanup crew, where we're looking at the substrate choice, the type of huggly pugglies or invertebrates we can use for housing within those environments, allows opportunity and allows for a certain level of hygiene, and where there's an explosion in these animals, they can be harvested again for using in other biohabitats, so they're transferable, but they're also a source of nutrition for lots of species as well. So we can use them as diets as well. So a food source. So it's a very, very, very broad. There's lots of knowledge that's required with regards to both fauna and flora, but the end result with tender loving care is absolutely awe-inspiring. So it doesn't have to be just the small enclosures that we're looking at, although they can be just as intimate with the opportunity with such a wide range of species. We can also look at immersive exhibits with bioactive importance there. We could look at whether we're going to be a purist, whether we're looking at just South American species, Southeast Asian species. We can look at, indeed, in Californian species, Mexican species, and that's plants and animals alike. Or we can be a little bit more flexible with the abilities as long as we're aware of opportunities, the environments that these animals need, whether it fulfills the niche with the species that may eat the animals and and looking at the toxicologies and everything. But it brings opportunity. It encourages breeding success if that's an aim that you're going for, particularly with lots of amphibia, avian, and bird species. Now, it's often said that species can be very destructive, but through good planning and good maintenance, there is a balance that can be met, and this allows us to really make opportunity, even with more destructive primates and larger mammals and the larger rodents. There is opportunity, and this often brings far more improved welfare conditions, and you see less problematic issues than when you're housing in a classic presented almost artificial environment. It is certainly seen that it's more of an ambitious move forward, but the fruits of what you gain is absolutely fantastic, and it allows opportunity for observation with things, with many species, particularly to mind tree frogs, harvest mice, and with an immersive exhibit, you've even got the opportunity where you've got the animals that are the ground dwelling, and then you move to mid range to the top of the canopy with the arboreal, right up to where we've got the larger collective of arboreal species. So the opportunities there are endless, and that's not just with jungle species. It's also with desert species as well, when we're using succulents and cacti, and of course species that you would find in a more arid environment. So I'd like to thank you for listening to this, and hopefully that's some food for thought of how we can open up and encourage breeding opportunities, encourage better welfare management, and also gain knowledge and understanding for your staff, where your staff can start embracing, maybe in small scale, where they move up to large scale. The Lepidoptera with the butterfly houses are often seen, where it starts off and then it can branch out into various aquaria that turn into really lovely landscaped enclosures. Or, of course, then you've got the polariums and the terrariums for full of embracement and opportunity. If you'd like to discuss further any of these ideas, don't hesitate to contact me. I'm always happy to listen and genuinely discuss, because it's certainly a very important aspect of modern husbandry and welfare for the zoological community alone. Thank you very much. Take care.